Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to do some housekeeping here just to make sure you can hear me. If you can, please raise your hand. Great. Okay, so as you know, I'm planning on recording today's webinar, so any of your team members who could not be on this call, it will be distributed for later viewing. So our agenda today is just a brief overview of what NewCo is, for those of you that haven't been involved in earlier webinars, some brief attendee demographics, our marketing strategy and examples of those, how you can help, and then we're going to go over social media best practices, which can not only be used for NewCo Boston, but can help increase your engagement for all of your social platforms. Then we're going to open it up for Q&A, which you're more than welcome to enter in any questions that come up during the presentation in the chat section in the sidebar, and I will be yielding those questions after the presentation. So what is NewCo? As you can see, we're very excited to bring the inaugural NewCo Boston Festival here. We're joining 16 other innovative cities from around the world, and we're really happy to have you guys as our host companies this year. So congratulations, your host company and all of our host companies are on a mission to change the world and are really doing innovative things in Boston. Right here is an image with all of the 2016 Boston host companies. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, without whom none of this would be possible. So now I'm going to jump into some demographics of who will be attending these sessions. So NewCo really attracts a very wide variety of people. It's everyone from students, millennials, all the way up through the C-suite executives. So most importantly, 50% of them do come from the tech industry, 23% are C-suite level executives, and most impressive is that 98% of all NewCo Festival attendees said they would return to another festival. So that's quite a little overview of statistics given to us from the NewCo Boston's international festivals, and this is what we're seeing in terms of registration for NewCo Boston specifically. So again, we're seeing something very similar, a really wide mix of people, everyone from students all the way through the C-suite execs, and we are also inviting some policymakers and some media outlets as well. So what are we doing to help market this event? So we're doing a lot. So if you look on the left, you'll see all the channels that we're operating on. So we have the MassTLC website, the NewCo website, and the NewCo Boston specific website. We're hosting stuff on the MassTLC blog, as well as NewCo is doing weekly features on their blog. We're sending dedicated emails. We do a host company spotlight every Sunday in the MassTLC newsletter, which you can sign up for at masstlc.org on the lower left-hand side of the homepage if you do not receive them. We're also doing a big social push. Right now we're very heavy on Twitter and Facebook, but we do anticipate opening that up to Instagram and Snapchat. We had a press release from Chen PR that has been on the wire for a few weeks now. We're going to be having some radio ads on WGBH and some print ads in the Metro. We're also taking the opportunity at all of our live events that we host to promote NewCo with a small postcard with some information, host company logos, and those discount codes for the early bird special. So some content types that we are sharing are those CEO fun facts, sponsorship promotion. We love seeing tagged posts on Twitter and Facebook, and we're more than happy to retweet those, whether they're coming from you as a host company or sponsors or advisors. We share host company related content that I find. Unfortunately, we have so many host companies that I can't possibly keep track of every article that comes out about all of you, but if you do stumble upon something, please feel free to email it to me, and I'd be happy to spread the love on all of our social accounts and point them back to your NewCo session. So every Friday we're doing a live stream at 12 p.m. This is being hosted on Periscope as well as Facebook Live, where we are randomly selecting the host company that's featured in the MassTLC Sunday newsletter, as well as giving away some free tickets to our viewers. And as I mentioned before, NewCo themselves is doing a featured blog post every Friday. Now I'm going to go into some examples of the things that we're hosting on each of these different platforms. So this is an example of the website, and the news tab of the bos.newco.co is where I'm aggregating all of the content for host companies. So again, if you send me anything, it will be here, where I'm also hosting the recaps of our weekly live stream, as well as our fun fact blog posts and any other articles related to the NewCo Boston Festival, as well as our host companies. On Twitter, you can tag us at NewCoBOS or use the hashtag NewCoBOS. On the left-hand side, you will see one of our posts about our Friday live stream. And on the right, this is an example of some content that was given to me by a host company. Again, if you send me anything, I'd love to share it. This is an example from Cengage and Car Gurus. They're in the top 4 for the Boston O Tech Madness bracket. Here are some examples of our Facebook posts that we've been using. So all the way to the left is an example of one of those NewCo featured blog posts. This one is on Best Bees. In the middle, you have some shared content in terms of it being a Boston O article that just happened to feature several of our NewCo Boston companies, including Aqua, Car Gurus, Cengage, EasyCater, Maverick, Pixability, Rapid7, Toast, Wayfair. And then all the way to the right is an example of us repurposing those fun facts. So this links back to the blog for the company fun facts. And just so you know, when I do post the fun facts to Facebook, I do tag the company that those fun facts are about. So I have seen the companies that do reshare the blog see substantially higher engagement as opposed to companies that just like the blog. So please feel free, retweet our stuff, reshare our Facebook posts. It just helps us engage people to want to learn more about your company and attend your session. Here are some examples of our blogs. On the left, we have an example of the first blog I wrote introducing our live weekly drawing, with just some info about what we're doing, why we're doing it, etc. And on the right, again, is an example of those host company fun facts. So for those fun facts, I am doing the questions that you guys answered, as well as a little about the company, and then if you want to learn more and some info on the session topic, etc., linking back to NewCo to purchase those tickets. Like I was informing you, we've started doing a weekly live stream. I think this was our 3rd installment today. So every Friday at noon, I am live streaming from Periscope as well as Facebook Live. On the right, you can see an example of that. So this is something that we're trying to heavily promote to increase viewership in order to get visibility for our host companies, our sponsors, as well as increase that traffic for people trying to compete to win the free tickets to the festival. So here's our weekly newsletter. On the left, you can see Rocket Farm Studios was last week's winner, so they were featured in the Sunday newsletter, which is some info on their session, which links back to their Schedule page, which has all of the session descriptions and presenters, etc. And on the right, you can see further down in the newsletter where I am repurposing, again, those company fun fact blogs that do just go out to a completely different set of audience. So I'm going to briefly show you some social media stats. I'm not going to get into any major details here. I just wanted to show you how we're doing in terms of engagement. So on the right especially, you can see our Facebook activity and the bottom Best Bees Company article, as well as the 315 NewCo Boston Host Company Spotlight. Those have seen a huge number of engagements compared to our other Facebook posts. This is just to inform you that sharing this content and utilizing hashtag NewCoBOS is really going to help your engagement on your social. So now we're going to go into how you guys can help. So here are just some marketing basics: the official hashtag, the tag, the website link, and then links also to follow us on our social accounts. So you're more than welcome to just retweet things that we put out on social. So here are your action items. In terms of a host company, we really need you to pick your sessions for any of your team members that are utilizing the free tickets that host companies receive, and then write a blog. So a blog could be as simple as saying, these are the sessions that I'm going to attend today. Where will you be? Or maybe your CEO wants to write something about the innovation you guys are going to discuss during your session. It's really open to interpretation, and we're more than happy to host that on our personal blog and distribute it for you. Or you can also host it on yours and just send me a link, and I'd be more than happy to share all of that content. So we're really looking for you to push all of this on social. So tweet it out at NewCo Boston, hashtag NewCo Boston, share on all the social media platforms, reach out to your network. As you can see here, there's that host company badge I created. Get that on your websites. Send any articles related to your company to me so I can repurpose them back to NewCo Boston. There's still some time to submit that 15 to 30-second video, as well as adding your offer to our digital swag bag. So now I'm going to go into our resources, which I'm hoping you guys have already received, as they have been sent out several times, but I just wanted to review the content that is on them. So here is the host company landing page, and this is really just has links to everything. So the marketing guide, the schedule, the Google Drive, the volunteer sign-up form, links to those original webinars, etc. So if you open up the marketing guide, this has pretty much everything you need. It includes all the basics, links to all of our social, your discount codes, and sample copy. So please feel free to utilize these tweets or tweak them and make them your own. We also have the Facebook posts and the sample email. And again, pre, during, and post, send me any content or coverage about your company or your session, and we'd be more than happy to spread the love. So I also want to go into our Google Drive, which you should have access to. This has all of the social optimized pictures and content. So for example, if you go into Facebook, you'll see all of the Facebook optimized images that I've created. It's official, co-branded materials are out. Yay. So here you can see all of the photos for Facebook, and I've also done some for Twitter as well. Again, these I was only able to create these for the companies that did send me the logos with the transparent background. So unfortunately, if I didn't have them, you might not have one, but reach out to me if you need. Also, some more content in terms of like Instagram will be coming out, but right now we've got Facebook and Twitter. So this is the page where you can submit those host company videos. Deadline is Monday. So these are 15 to 30-second videos, which will just be another way to promote your specific sessions. So please get excited, get other people excited to attend your sessions. There are almost 80 sessions, so you really do want to attract people to yours. And then here is the link to the digital swag bag offer. This was due today, so this could be anything from a discount for your product or service all the way just to a flyer saying, hey, this is coming up, please be aware. This is going to be sent to every single registered attendee, which we are hoping to have 1,000 of. So keep that in mind when submitting your offer. So now I'm going to turn this over to my colleague, Jocelyn Main of Boston TweetUp, and he is going to help run through sort of the best practices for social, which you can utilize for your NewCo Boston posts, as well as all of your other social accounts in order to increase engagement.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is excited as we are to become a part of the NewCo Boston inaugural event. So in this first slide, I just wanted to highlight certain things that would make your content not only stand out for this event, but in general for all the things that you share on social. This is information that I've gathered from a lot of research and leveraging for Boston TweetUp, my own personal brand, things of that nature. So if you notice on the left-hand side, some sample pieces of content from two of our host companies. And what I wanted to highlight specifically are three major components. Outside of the general tweet, the content of the tweet, the three things that really stand out is, number one, using the hashtag. This allows us to find it, redistribute it. You don't necessarily have to tag NewCo Boston, their Twitter account. That is helpful, but we realize there's only 140 characters that you could play around with. And if you're lacking in space, we prefer to that you use the hashtag versus the Twitter account. The next component is a link, and that link would be to register for the event, to see you as a host company, to visit you. And the last is the image. Images stand out a significant amount on social, in particular on Twitter. So anything you could do there to make your messaging stand out amongst the thousands of tweets that are going out every single minute, it's important to do. So you'll notice that this particular branding is just a generic one. If you look at the top one, it's very, it's the one that we provided. But if you notice down below, WorkBar has done a great job of customizing their particular imagery to a copy. So to essentially make the imagery their own. Once very innovative technique that you could use to quickly amass a lot of attention to your tweets in particular is you could photo tag or you could tag photos. And if you are not aware of this, this could only be done on mobile. And when you upload the photo onto the mobile version of Twitter, at the bottom of the photo, you're going to see a little area that says who is in this photo. And you could tag people. So you could tag, obviously, NewCo Boston, MassTLC, a variety of different employees in your company, so that when the tweet goes out, everybody gets notified and everybody gets to share it appropriately. So that's like a little very innovative technique that you could use to get a lot of visibility for the tweets that you send out that have photos that are a part of them. So one thing that we have done to make it easier for us to know what the host companies are saying is we created a Twitter list. So the same thing you could do for your company. Create a Twitter list of all the people that are engaged on social, in particular on Twitter. That way, when you go ahead and send out a photo, you could tag those individuals so everybody within your company gets to share it at their own time. Again, any little bit helps because, again, there's about 80 or so host companies, and we want to make sure that you get the visibility and the attention and the visits to the type of people that you want at your location. So this information is there. So that is Twitter. If you have any questions, again, use the chat section, and we're going to address them later on. So we're going to look at the chat area first at the Q&A, and then we're going to get your questions as we proceed. So if you have any questions on anything that we've talked about thus far, please use that area. Next, we're going to talk about Facebook. So with Facebook, one of the big things to consider, it's essentially the same thing. Tagging the extremely effective thing that you could do, tagging us, MassTLC, and using, the hashtag becomes important. Now, if you notice here, we didn't actually upload a photo, but we inserted a link to a blog post, and it took the photo from the blog post. So going back to what Jessica was talking about, when you create content for your blog, if you include the photo into your blog post, it helps stand out when you're embedding that within Facebook. And for Facebook, the ideal photo size is 1200 by 628. So if you make your photo on your blog post that number, it's optimized for Facebook. Photo optimization for Twitter is 1024 by 512. That is the maximum size you could use, so it could completely show the photo. Because sometimes when you put photos on Twitter, the photo gets cut off. I would recommend testing it out just in case you have any issues. We've tested all of ours, but when you create your custom photos, make sure you test them before you send it out so that none of the text or none of the content gets cut off. On Facebook, as I mentioned, the size is 1200 by 628. That seems to be optimal, and that appears at the entire width, so it stands out when you post it on there. So key here is directing people to a site. In this particular case, it's a blog post. Tagging us so that we are aware that you're referencing us so that we could actually share it to our audience. As you saw before with some of our previous posts that received a lot of engagement, a lot of the engagement came because of the tagging that occurred. So that's a tip for Facebook. So next, talking about the blog, again, if you want to optimize your content to be embedded into a Facebook, include the image size that I mentioned before, which is 1200 by 628 for Facebook. The standard kind of blog post format is 300 words in an image, possibly a call to action. If you would like, you could embed and we could probably provide this for you too, but embed the place where people can register for the actual event so that they go to your session. So that's something that I would recommend doing, is creating custom content to give people a sense of what they should expect by visiting you during the 27th when NewCo Boston is present. So imagery is highly important for blog posts, a call to action, making the image shareable for Facebook in particular, and letting us know that you posted the blog post so that we could add it to the news section of the blog as well as share it across our social media. We want to give everyone the appropriate amount of visibility. So the more content you create, the better it is for us to promote you. Next, email, same type of thing. We've provided the badges. It will be great if you started incorporating that into your weekly newsletters or your newsletters that you send out. Same type of thing. If you send a newsletter out and we're not included, please send us a version of that newsletter to us. and that way we could include it in the post-event wrap-up. Now, a lot of this information here, not of the content that you're going to be sharing, is obviously going to affect your particular session, and it's obviously going to affect the local community of NewCo. But more importantly, the more content you create, the easier it becomes for us to showcase you internationally. As we mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, there's 16 cities all over the world that are representing NewCo, or they're part of the NewCo kind of ecosystem. This is the first time it's been in Boston, so you know that they're going to ask us for content from the event. So the more content you can create and share with us, the more likely we are to share that content internationally, so that you get exposure on an international level as well. One of the key things about social is knowing when to send things out. We have highlighted some time frames in which you share your content. Some tools that I would recommend using for sharing content are tools that allow you to schedule content during these certain time frames, so you don't have to feel compelled to be, sending that content live at that particular time. Tools like Buffer allow you to, and Hootsuite allow you to schedule content to go out during the ideal time frame, and you can schedule these days in advance, weeks in advance if you want to. What I generally tend to do is I'll schedule a couple of days, look at the analytics, look at how it's performing, and then make proper modifications after that. So the Buffer is a free tool. There's other tools like Hootsuite that get a little bit more advanced, but if you're just getting started, using a tool like Buffer would definitely help you make sure that the content that you want to send out gets sent out during the prime time, if you will. And we also indicated not only for your blog post, for Twitter, for Facebook, LinkedIn, and the image there on the right is for Instagram. So now I'll hand it back over to Jessica. And again, if you have any questions whatsoever, type them in the chat, but we're also going to be taking questions live as well.
So how do we access the free tickets, and is there a code we should use? So yes, a code should have been sent out from my colleague Mackenzie. If you did not receive that, you should email her at mackenzie@masstlc.org, and she would be happy to share that code with you. Then you will go to the Eventbrite page, purchase your tickets with the discount code, obviously free, and then continue to create your schedule for the day. What is the best way for host companies to see who is signed up for their session? Great question. You can actually see this right on your Sched page. So if you go to your Sched page that has your session title, description, and presenters, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of that page, it will show you the attendees that are already signed up for your session. When will the day of signs be accessible? Also a good question. I haven't designed them yet, but they will be available at least a week prior to the event. They will be available in some sort of online file format for you to print in-house. It will mostly be just our logo with a bunch of blank space, so you can draw arrows or add any verbiage to direct attendees to the correct space in your office where you'll be hosting the session. Should we have gotten a code to the VIP kickoff party too? So same code. So you're getting free VIP tickets, which means when you sign up, you just choose the VIP ticket option, which includes the VIP party, all of the sessions for NewCo, as well as the meetup at the end of the day. One code. Any other questions? Nope. So it doesn't look like we have any other questions, so I just want to thank you guys for joining us. I really want to highlight the fact that you still have time to get in your videos and your swag bag submissions swag bag due today, video submissions by Monday. If you have any issues, please reach out to me at jessica@masstlc.org. I also want to highlight, now that we do have those co-branded materials for you to use, go to the Google Drive. We have Twitter and Facebook optimized photos. See if your company is there. Please utilize them. Send me any content that you possibly could find about your company, or any blog posts that you have, and I would love to distribute those through social. And please check in with me every Friday at 12 noon for my live stream on Periscope and Facebook Live, where I'll be randomly selecting a host company that will be featured in the MassTLC Sunday newsletter, as well as giving away some free tickets. Oh, and just going to mention this, that this week our winner was Wayfair today. They will be featured in this Sunday's newsletter, and we have 2 more weeks. We have 2 more weeks, so 2 more lucky host companies will be featured and get that little extra attention from us. 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks. So if anybody else has any questions, please shoot them over to me right now. Otherwise, I'll be sending out an email to you, as well as some of the members that could not make this webinar. I will send the PowerPoint deck and a recording. And please, if you have any questions in the meantime, email me, jessica@masstlc.org. So thank you guys so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend. I'm excited for NewCo, and I hope you guys are too. Looking forward to seeing all of your social posts. Have a good one.